So I think it's safe to say that each ammo mod in Cold War Zombies brings its own uses to the table. Except for you, Deadwire, not after that nerf. Rest easy, Deadwire, rest easy. But the real question is, what really is the best ammo mod? And I did make a video not too long ago about how the Cryo Freeze ammo mod is really good with the Hauer 77. And whilst yes, I did praise Cryo Freeze an awful lot in that video, I never actually said it's the best ammo mod. You're probably wondering what could possibly be better than Cryo Freeze then, and my answer to that is none other than Brain Rot. Brain Rot is essentially just turned from Black Ops 3, and it's always been a very neutral ammo mod in Cold War. I've never really heard anyone say it's bad, but I've never heard anyone say it's the best thing ever either. It's always just sat in this middle zone where it's just accepted as a good ammo mod and a solid choice, and no one would really criticize you for using that. But this all changed when two things happened. One, when more upgrades were released, the tier 4 and 5 for pretty much everything, and also when Deadwire received the final nail in the coffin that solidified its death. And although Cryo Freeze definitely is a very strong, solid contender here, I just feel as though Brain Rot has a few little tricks up its sleeve that really just make it that bit better. So without further ado, let's talk about why Brain Rot is now the king of the food chain when it comes to ammo mods. I'm just going to start this by running through tiers 1 to 5. Tier 1 states that a turned enemy explodes on death, dealing toxic damage. Tier 2 increases turn duration to 20 seconds. Tier 3 will double the turned enemy damage. For Tier 4, special enemies can be turned, and this is probably one of its biggest defining features here. And Tier 5 states that upon a turned enemy death, the turned enemy explosion turns 3 nearby enemies. This has a 30-second cooldown. So as you can see, not one of these upgrades is pointless. They're all very useful from Tier 1 all the way to Tier 5. I want to go into Tier 4 and 5 a bit more in depth here because they are without a doubt Brain Rot's strongest features here. So since Brain Rot is already a mainly lethal based ammo mod, unlike Cryo Freeze, the Tier 4 and 5 of this ammo mod really allow it to shine and be able to be a horde sweeper, whereas Cryo Freeze's thing is more about the utility of the ammo mod as opposed to damage. So in regards to Tier 4 being able to turn a special enemy, this includes mini bosses as well as hellhounds, and as you can probably imagine, if you were to turn something like a Panzer in Outbreak or a thick boy Megaton in the Machine, they will absolutely eat zombies for dinner, and then the best part is you don't have to deal with them afterwards because they will just die from the brain rot. And let's just focus on the fact here that the special enemy that is turned will die after they have been turned. They won't take damage, they will die. And so, as you can imagine, if you are training around and you get stuck somewhere, especially if it's by a special enemy, and you shoot them, they get turned, and boom, problem solved. And let me just say, that has happened to me plenty of times. It'll save you a lot more ammo whenever you're taking on these special enemies, and you won't have to worry about them once they're turned. So then killing zombies is definitely just more of an added bonus. And with the special enemies being bullet sponges sometimes, Brain Rot can just help solve that problem completely, making high rounds very plausible with this ammo mod so far. And if you thought that was juicy, then just you wait until I tell you about the effects of Tier 5 and just how useful it really is. Just a quick reminder for Tier 5, once a turned enemy dies, there's a little explosion and that will turn 3 other zombies that are nearby. I want to lay out here what would happen if you use Brain Rot at Tier 5. So first, you gotta remember here that this has a 30-second cooldown. So let's say you activate it in the middle of a horde on a high round. A zombie gets turned naturally, and then it starts killing other zombies. This will last 20 seconds, and you gotta remember, that's a long time for a Pack-a-Punch ammo mod. And once that zombie is done killing all the other zombies and that 20 seconds has gone, it will then die, and that Tier 5 will kick in, and it will turn 3 nearby zombies. And those 3 zombies that are now brain rotted will continue to do the same thing until they die. And it will keep repeating itself until there's literally no zombies left. And not to mention the tier 1 upgrade here, and that's that there will be toxic damage applied once that turned enemy dies. So there's just this huge kill chain and this rapid DPS that is building up, and those 3 zombies are also gonna have that same explosion of toxic damage when they die. So as you can see, this is just a huge cycle and just this huge cluster of kill, explode, turn, kill, explode, turn, and it just keeps on going. And essentially, you don't even have to be doing anything to feed the fire here. The best thing you can do here is swap to your other weapon and just blast some zombies. And so the DPS potential here is insane, and this is a lot of passive damage that is just happening, as well as passive kills. And after all of this carnage has settled, you have 30 seconds and you can do it all again. And you have to remember, it's recharging the second a zombie gets turned as well. So by the time it's over or nearing its end, you can start this back up. And so any other ammo mod that can just kill passively can't really stand up to brain rot right now because of how effective and how drastic the brain rot effect is. And you gotta remember, I just have to say this again, it will save you ammo. You shoot a zombie once, 1 bullet, and all of that can unfold. It's also super effective against mimics and tempests. Those are 2 of the most annoying enemies in zombies right now. I'm definitely pointing my finger more towards tempests though, because they will just constantly spam electricity bolts at you, and that can just get really annoying in Outbreak. Seriously, they are worse than an main in Smash, and so having brain rot will sort them out very, very easy. And mimics as well can be very annoying, and so being able to shut them down quickly before they can grab you, once again, it's amazing. To be more specific here, this will deal an additional 2 times damage multiplier to mimics and tempests. When I said earlier that all you need to do is shoot 1 bullet and then you can switch to another weapon that you have and just start laying into the horde whilst brain rot does its thing, you can probably guess what that secondary weapon is. I am, of course, talking about the Hauer 77 with none other than Cryo Freeze. And although the Hauer has received a nerf as of late, I feel as though it'll still be just as useful. And so in conclusion, brain rot is definitely the most viable, versatile, and just overall best ammo mod you could be using right now in Cold War zombies. Just be careful when you need to save a zombie, do not shoot it with a brain rot gun, especially if you're tasked as being the guy that needs to save a zombie, because you don't want to make the boys mad at you. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this video here today. If you enjoyed or found this useful, then be sure to smash the like button. Comment your thoughts on brain rot down below. Is it your favourite? Do you prefer something else? I'd love to know. And only a very small percentage of people who watch these videos are even subscribed to the channel, so if you find yourself still here or enjoying this content, then subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and you can change your mind whenever you want. Turn on the notification bell too to stay notified whenever I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.